Can you see me now? Okay.
We are live already.
All right.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. My name is Olufunke Show, and I'm the host for Up Series. Uh, Trust you're good. How is your weekend going? I trust you're good. How is your weekend? Kindly chat. Kindly please comment at the comment section. How is your weekend going? Trust you're fine. Trust you're good. Um, as some of us would say, thank God it's weekend. Yes, it is not just about Friday night, it's about weekend. We have weekend time to spend with our family and our loved ones. So how is your weekend going? How is your weekend going? My name is Olufunke Folorunsho, and I am your host for Hope Series. This is the first edition of the live session, and I am so excited to be here. You asked for it. Yes, I've got a lot of call, a lot of emails, telling me that they want this to be live. So, and I am here for you today. It's Saturday. Yes, where are you watching from? From Nigeria, from UK, from Canada, wherever you're hearing from, wherever you're watching from. Kindly please put it at the comment section. I'm Olufunke. I'm so excited to be here, and I'm so excited to be seeing everyone here today. Today being 14th of August. Wow, so exciting. Like today is 14th of August, and thank God for the grace to be alive. Thank God for our families, and thank God for our loved ones. You're welcome once again, and I'm so excited to have you here today. Today we have an amazing person. Uh, her name is Juliet. I'm going to leave her to introduce herself very soon. But before then, kindly tell me what you're doing. It's weekend. It's weekend. Weekend for me, it's more of developing myself, kind of attending classes, online classes. Um, well, I would say cooking, but the cooking is just for myself, not, the cooking is for myself, so I can decide to cook. Like this morning, I just rushed out of the house after washing and everything. I just have to rush out from the house. So because of this show. So wherever you're watching from, tell me what you're doing. What are you doing right now? Are you cooking? Are you washing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, for me, I'm here and I'm waiting for you to also be here. I am Olufunke Folorunsho, and this is O series with Olufunke. Thank you so much. Okay, quickly, we are not going to spend much of our time. What is Hope Series? I know many of us, you'll be asking me, what do we do on Hope Series? Just as the name implies, Hope Series, it's a show, it's a platform where we motivate people, where we tell you not to give up on your dreams. Yes, we know things are bad, things are really not working fine, but it is not enough for you to decide to give up. It is not enough for you to give up on God, for you to say, no, I won't pray again, for you to say, no, I won't, attend the class again, or for you to say, no, I won't do this again, I won't go to church again. It's not enough. And it's a platform to also tell you that it's not enough to say, okay, everything is gone now, it's time to just, commit suicide. No, it's not enough to commit suicide. It's not enough to kill yourself. It's not enough to give up. It's not enough to sit down and doing nothing. Yes, we know things are hard, but we know things are hard, but it is not enough to give up. This is what Up series with Olufunke it's all about. And today is our first live session. Today is our first live session. We've been having a series of show. You can go to YouTube channel Olufunke. Hope series with Olufunke on the YouTube channel. Hope series with Olufunke. Just go to your YouTube and type Hope series with Olufunke. You will see it. We have different episodes that we've done in the past. You can watch. And if you want to sponsor, if you want to advertise, I am here for you. Thank you so much. Okay, so quickly to today, I have an amazing person with me. When I listen to her story, this one of the things about this show is that we bring different personalities that we know that they are doing good to come and tell us their story of hope, their story of disappointments, how they've been able to overcome their challenges. So we use their stories to be able to encourage everyone, to be able to encourage you that if this person can overcome this challenge, you also can. If this person can overcome whatever he or she was able to do, overcome, then I and you can also overcome that challenges. So with me, it's amazing lady, amazing lady, amazing lady. And you want to see? Okay. I'm so excited to bring her because I remember the first time I said, Juliet, I want you to be on my show, and she was like, "Oh, I would love you to. I would love to be on your show, but the distance, can you do a live video, can you have it live, can you have it recorded? I was like, okay, for now I'm not thinking of a live session, but let's see how it goes. And we are here, and when this came up, I just decided, okay, she's going to be the first guest here. Okay, so please, can I have Juliet? Ah, can I have her, please? Oh, oh.
Hi.
Hi, Juliet. How are you?
Hi. I'm fine. I'm fine. How you
You,
doing
you're
too?
looking. I'm fine. You're looking very beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So Juliet, who is Juliet? If you are following, you must have seen um the post that I did, a short bio that I sent. She's a vibrant lady, a young lady who is doing so well. I just want her to, I want her to, to tell us everything she does, everything she does first. Then we'll now move to the up series properly. Okay, so Juliet, please let's have you. What do you do? The audience would love to know what you do, are you, everything about you. Let's just have it.
Okay. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Okay.
First of, thank you for having me on this show. Like having me to
Okay,
be
you're
first,
welcome.
the first guest is actually a big deal. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Juliet K is just like every other Nigerian, but she's one who is passion driven. She knows what she wants and she go for it. So just so I don't blow my trumpet. Let me just tell you a little about me.
Yeah.
I'm a skill and talent strategist. What I do basically is to help creatives discover their talents, coach them to developing it, and show them how they can monetize it on a long term basis. Because most times when people start off a course, they don't tend to finish up with that course. When I mean course, I don't mean like the normal one you study in university. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
trying to clarify. So sometimes you see people move from hair making to bead making tomorrow to stylist. That's totally different. So what I do basically is to show creatives that okay, with your talent, with your skills, you can actually focus on something you do repeatedly, something you love, and see that you can sustain it while you're monetizing it. So basically this is what I do. But aside that, I also write. I'm a creative writer and I do copywriting too. I run a few organizations. I run a community-based community called Building Exceptional Skills and Talents, where I have creatives of over 5,000 people who are given the visibility. We give them visibility. We teach them what and ways to grow in building their personal and their business brands. But aside that, I do a lot of things actually, but let me just keep it short.
Yeah. Okay, and for the audience, she has also featured in different magazines. Please, can you just give us a list of those magazines that you featured?
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been featured on KP magazine. The first time I got featured was one of my article, but this year I got featured to be on the cover page of the magazine this year, so it's actually a big deal. I've been featured on some magazines like newspaper, Kenya Times newspaper, Salvation TV, a lot of them like that. Basically.
Okay, okay. Okay, let's go to Hope series. Now, the essence of this show is for you to tell your story, the disappointment, the happy moment, how you were able to overcome your challenges, just to encourage, the audience. That is the reason for this show. Now, I have I remember you sent me your a voice note of your story. So, and your story was all about how you overcame timidity, low self-esteem, and emotional abuse. So that was a summary of your story. So please, can you just take us to that story? When you talked about low self-esteem, the emotional abuse and how you overcame timidity. There was something that really gave birth to, low self-esteem, something that caused it, something that, you know. So please, can you just give us the story about what caused those things?
Okay, I'll start by sharing about or talking about my upbringing. I was the last child of my parents. I grew up with my parents, like compared to all of my siblings, some of them had to stay with an uncle, an auntie, or all of that. But I like from child, I grew up with my parents. But then my dad, I think it's recently or lately that I began to, understand why he did what he did those period. 'Cause I felt like that was his best way of expressing love, but it was something that actually hurt me. But to him, it felt like he gave me the best training. But really, times are changing, things are changing, the environments that we are in. And over time, we realize that those things we've held on to for a long time to be the thing, it's actually not the thing because it doesn't go well with what is happening right now. So then it was always was kind of verbal abusive. Like you want to do something, you did something, like maybe he asked you to do something and you did it well, and he's like, so this is how you can do, raising of voices, abusing you that, oh, you cannot amount to anything, you're not good, look at this other person's child is doing better than you are, a lot of things. And sometimes even unconsciously I began to manifest, because even while I was in secondary school, like I was a normal child, and like even I saw myself that I wasn't really behaving like other of my classmates, because they were not they were this kind of persons that they had their own lifestyle, but it wasn't something I could flow with, because it's not my kind of person. So I began to see some of them will start telling me, "Oh, my dad did this for me. My dad did this." I'm like, "Oh, so what happened to mine? Why is it not like that?" Do you understand? So I started comparing myself with them and all of that. But against all odds, I was still very like I was still intelligent. I don't know how that happened, because even from home they will tell me you must not fail. Even they're not giving you the opportunity to actually study, but you must not fail. So it's always like at the back of my mind that, okay, I must read up to pass my exams or to do well in class. But I was always shy. Even to answer a question in class, I was very, very shy. Like I used to be very timid because I felt like I wasn't going to get the answer. Sometimes you know something, but because of some kind of insecurity you already have about yourself, and you're like, what if I say this and everybody start laughing at me? But over time I realized that you can actually say something which is not the correct answer, allow people laugh, but it doesn't define
Well,
you
yes,
or who you are,
to get to
basically. But
you.
yes, exactly. So I learned all these things. I began to learn all these things when I got into school, because while I was still at home, like I didn't get all of this. So I felt at that point, I was still a teenager. So I was just timid, kind of. But in my room, like if I'm alone, I do crazy things like, oh, I began to say anything. But when I'm with people, I am not comfortable enough to speak with them. So this really affected me, like really, really, even to the point that if I go for an event, I see people that I have always admired, and I see that they want me to associate with them. But because I still feel some kind of
That you
way,
are not
like
good.
maybe I am not good enough. What if I meet
Mhm.
this person is a guru? And what if I meet this person and he began to, communicate with me, and he feels like, oh, this guy, so all these things you've been putting out there, you're not really up to, but I still had to. It's something that I consciously had to fight it. So I consciously had to fight. So if you're here, you're feeling some kind of way insecure about yourself, about your abilities. It's not something someone is ever going to help you do. You need to consciously fight for it. You need to be make up your mind to like tell yourself, okay, I must do this thing. I must say this thing. I must meet this person. Not because you want to create a kind of scenes or image in the minds of people, but because you know this is what is best for you. If you don't do it, no one else is going to do it for you. So I began to see myself, I began to work on my mindset to understand that if I don't do this thing, if I don't go for this thing, no one else is going to do it for me, because really everybody is chasing after what they want. So no one else is going to leave their own and start chasing yours. So you need to come up to that responsibility and be very deliberate that you want to work on this part of your life and see that you be better and be the person you want to be. It's not going to happen overnight. It's something you need to just keep doing. It's just the way you learn something. Learning, they say, never ends. Every day you keep learning, you keep learning. So it's something you consciously do every time, every day, regardless of where you find yourself in. So basically that was like a bit of it. Then later I started having some kind of inferiority complex among my classmates. Like there was this girl, she was very brilliant, and she was always the one taking the first position. So I felt like nobody was going to take that position for her, because it was like not necessarily because she's the most intelligent, but because she's just applying simple things in a very unique and diverse way. So I remember there was one time I was in school. So there was this assignment they gave us. The most intelligent, imagine, she could not solve this particular assignment. But I took it home, I followed the steps, and I did it. Do you know that everybody copied from me? But my teacher did not believe that I was the one that solved that question. I felt very bad, but there was nothing I could do because I'd already proved, like it was like I already proved to them that I I was timid, that I could not do anything, that I will always roll with people who knows, not because I want to necessarily learn from them, but because I want to roll with them so that people can say, oh, she rolls with people that are intelligent. That means she might be intelligent. Not necessarily that, but I like there was lots of scenarios like that, and I felt a lot of inferiority. Like I felt like I could not do anything. I couldn't do anything. I was worthless. Like I just this because we are children. As a child, most things sticks to you more when you're a child, because then your memory is still fresh. You don't have any responsibility. You're not taking care of yourself. You don't have bills to pay and all of that. So you will not necessarily want to think that it is a burden to other people, but you begin to see it as your own personal burden. And over time, when you grow with it, it becomes a part of you unconsciously. That's the worst part. Unconsciously, you become, because it's something it has already stick to your memory, and you already accepted it to be a part of you. So unconsciously, you began to portray things that way. So it was so bad. Now, even when I got to the university, I still tell people today that I wish I knew half of what a student knows now before I got into university, because I would have really maximized a lot when I was in school. But I didn't do anything. Like I wasn't part of any social gathering. I was just myself. Just this mindset was already in me. Like you mustn't fail. I won't lie. My social life was zero. So what I did was from classes to the library, from the library to my hostel, and that was it. Then from hostel maybe to church or fellowships, and after fellowship I don't wait, I just carry my bag and I go back to my but as a child, as an adult who was just like someone who was just going to be an adult, I really want to advise you, if you're here, you're a student, this is the time you need to maximize your jobs that are educative, where you share knowledge with people. From there, you will be able to relate with your kind of age grade, people who are as passionate as you are, and share with them. Like you'll be able to relate with them more it's more difficult to do that when you're outside, like you're already graduated, because now you're on your own, like nobody is really like that manifest more. You have doing all of that, I actually learned that all of these things wouldn't have actually stopped me from learning. I would have still been the best, because everything is by priority. Prioritize your time, prioritizing, okay, from this time to this time I should be here, from here to here I'm supposed to be reading, and all of that. So everything is about priority. If you set priorities for yourself, for the things that are important to you, in the I am in the hierarchy of importance, all of these things is going to still play out, and you will still be productive in other things, not just your academics. So as a student, you need to be able to ensure that you're part of all of these clubs. You like meet people. That's the best time for you to meet people. There is this thing they call alt prize. I think alt prize organization, like it's prevalent in some Nigerian universities. You can leverage on it, go for their meetings. Like you meet people who are as passion driven as you are. That's where you network enough with people. That way, even your inferiority will just to leave you with time. Yes, but all of this, like I said, needs to start from being intentional, being deliberate about it, because it won't happen to you overnight. Nobody's just going to come and hijack you and tell you, okay, I want you to be my friend. No, if you're not meeting people, nobody will see that beautiful thing that you have until you start meeting people who would see it, who would now value and cherish it. So I think basically that's
Okay.
like the steps. The
Okay.
stages.
Juliet, thank you so much for sharing your story. And one of the things that I knew before now is that our experiences, whatever the environment, the experiences we have, they have, this um, a way of shaping us to be who we are today. So it's part of my experience that shaped me to be who I am today, and it's part
Yeah.
of your experiences that shape you to be who you are today. So, looking at your story, you said your dad, usually says some words that really, makes you think you are not good enough, you are not capable enough. And seriously, I think this show is not just about the youth now. It's not just for the youth.
Yeah.
It comes across all the age, the age range, everyone, and everyone can learn on this platform. And this is another opportunity for our parents, to learn wherever you're watching, that sometimes it's, I think it's Yoruba mentality that you have to compare your child to another child before you
It's
before
not
you tell the
just
person that
Yoruba. I
is
think it's
wrong.
I
Well,
think
okay,
it's
you're not
from
Yoruba.
no, I'm not.
It's okay. I think it's African. Okay,
Yeah.
let's say
Let's say African,
African.
yes.
That you have to say Funke, go and see this
Bola.
person's child. Once this person's child is now in abroad, or is not this, is
Mm-hmm.
not that. Those things, it's demoralized.
Yeah.
It's reduced morals. And I think that is one of the things that leads to a lot of things out there right now that is not okay. Youth going to different things
Yeah.
because they just want to be somebody else. Because parents are telling them from home, yeah, this person is this person is there. So please,
Yeah.
our dear parents, please so much. I'm sure if did your dad actually, I mean, did your dad knows about this? Did you later informed him? Did you tell him?
Okay. No, because I felt like he was supposed to know that it was affecting
No,
me.
no, I'm saying now, like
Okay,
now.
not really.
Not really, okay.
Yeah.
Because
It's because I've not
seriously,
seen him for a while. I'll be seeing him this month because I'm traveling.
okay.
So I want to go and see him and my mom. So probably maybe when I go. But there was a time I actually had to like start telling him, because it wasn't just me, even my other siblings. But then there was a limit to what the way he was doing it, because I feel like he still felt like I was still a child. I'm the last child. So I don't know, maybe this mentality people have over younger sibling or their their baby sisters or their children, like their younger children. They're like, you, like I still, that kind of a thing. But I feel like with time, when you began to, when you start becoming responsible, those
Mm-hmm.
things begin to fade. And showing them that you're actually responsible, please, there's a limit to what you cannot tell this person. But so that was what I noticed over time that I did with my siblings. But for me, I actually confronted him, but I did it in a very rebellious way. I did it calmly. At that point, I felt like, okay, I think this is the time I need to just voice it out. So sometimes when he's telling me all those things, I'm trying to like reply him. And with time, he saw that this girl has begun to grow wings. In quotes, like there was guts. There was guts in my words. So I began to tell him that, see, this is not the way. Like it was like I was trying to educate him that this is not the way
Eh,
people are supposed to be talking
to
to their children. Do you understand? Like you don't need to talk to somebody. You don't need to, I started talking to him that this is not the way people are supposed to be talking to their children. So he began to see that I was something. So that way it reduced. I would be very frank with you. It's actually reduced. So what he would just do at that point, he would just go. Maybe if I had this conversation with him only, when my mom comes back, he would just like, "Do you believe? Can you believe what this girl told me?" He started telling my mom, and my mom would just start laughing because she knew that I was actually learning. Like I've started growing past those things. So sometimes I
mm,
just tell them that, see, you people also need to understand me. Try and listen to me. Do you understand? So it's something that get it over
okay.
myself, it on my social media. And some persons actually reached out to me. One even said I can never forgive my dad. And like she was so strong-willed. So I have also been
Yes,
there
very.
before. Yes,
I
I
can
don't
get.
blame her because there are a lot of things you go through, because sometimes when you begin to
Mm-hmm.
realize that the
But
people who, okay, when
continue,
you begin
please
to
continue.
realize that the people who claim they love you are now the people that
Mm,
made you become the worst part version of yourself. It should be
mm.
something like, be like, no, I cannot forgive this but it's still
And
something you need to work on
the fact is that
consciously.
they think they are doing it out of love. Like they think is
Yes.
that's the way to show it.
Yeah, because they believe that normally you'll be stubborn. I don't know where
Mm-hmm.
that came from. Like you're just supposed to be very stubborn, and they are supposed to treat you in a very, very
That
strict way.
way.
That way,
Mm-hmm.
no. So I feel like parents, whoever, any parent watching now, you should understand the fact that your child is, this is someone that he or she does not know anything. So whatever thing you
Mm-hmm.
impute in them as they come, that is what they grow with. The
Mm-hmm.
conversations you have with them matters a lot. Do you understand? So
Mm-hmm.
today I see people that they tell me my dad has never said my dad, and I'm like, wow, am I from a different part of the world? Do you understand? But I still feel like this phase wouldn't have happened. This phase happened because there was somebody who would want to hear it. That's what I just
Mm-hmm.
feel about life. Like the various phases we go through, the challenges, I feel like it's because there is somebody that will need that story from you, who would be
Mm-hmm.
inspired, or who you would
Mm-hmm.
help in getting out of that situation at that point in time. So I feel like it's not completely a waste. It might be very painful. It might be a painful experience, but it's still something that someone else needs to learn from. So that's basically what I think. Can you hear me?
I'm with you, please. I'm with you.
Okay, so
Can you
I
hear?
said that's
Okay.
basically what I think. Yes, I can. So that was how, but, but later we became a bit close, but not too close.
I can imagine. I can really imagine. Please, our dear parents. Sometimes it's just it's not really about the art teaching. Like, it's not really about that,
Yeah.
and it's not. It's, and these words that you say, it's so much, powerful, and it has a lot of things that it does. Like,
Yeah.
if you continue to say to a child, you don't do anything good, you are worthless, you are this, you are that, by the time the child grows up, the only thing that he or she will
Yeah,
keep
she.
remembering is I am
Those
worthless,
words.
I am this, I am that, I can't be anything good. And the person will feel like, well, my dad has said it, my mom has said it, my
I
sister
said
has
it.
said it. Because
Exactly.
those are the first set of people he or she is going to meet in life before even going to the world,
It
fully.
is true.
And
Yeah.
repeatedly you say, you are worthless, you are this, you are that, and by the time he or she just goes out to feel like, well, I'm worthless. So whatever the friends or anything does, you just, well, I'm worthless. So keep pouring it. I'm like that. I'm a toilet or something. Just keep pouring it, and the person will not,
Mm-hmm.
will grow up to have this low self-esteem,
We
and
become so
low
used
self.
to it.
Yes, and at the end become so useless, even to ourselves and to the society, even to you as parents.
Mm.
So please, 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 please,
Yeah.
please, wherever you're watching from, this is very, very important, and this is so important that it has a lot. It's not just about now; it's about the future of a child. Please
Yeah.
try to, know how to say good words, know how to say your child is beautiful. In fact, tell the child I love you. It's very important, so that by the time a boy is saying I love you outside,
It
the,
won't
the
be
girl will
so
not feel so strange and say, what is the meaning of love? What is the meaning of love?
much
So
of a
please,
big deal. It
so
won't even be
please,
so much of a big deal.
yes. So please try to make sure that you always say good things to your children, no matter how little it is. I do not have opportunity to live with my dad, so I don't really know. I don't really know. I think that would be another story for another time. It's not for today, actually. I'm not here to share my own story today. Don't worry, one day I'll share my I'll share my story with you. So please try to make sure that both the father and the mother and the children, they are out, enjoying themselves. They look happy. I really so
Yeah.
much, I always love that. So wherever you are watching from, this is Hope series with Olufunke, and we'll be right back. You're welcome back to Oak Series with Olufunke. I'm still here and we still have our guest here. I hope you're excited. I hope this platform is really, achieving its aim. And the aim is to make sure that you never give up. The aim is to make sure to restore hope. The aim is to let you know that you can be whatever you want to be. It doesn't matter the challenges. It doesn't matter whatever you're going through. If you believe in yourself, if you believe in God, I tell people that God is the ultimate. God is everything. With God, you can be whatever you want to be. With God, you can
Yeah.
go higher. You can keep going higher, even to those places people never think you can go. You can achieve things people never thought you can achieve. So with God
Yeah.
first, then everything can follow. So please, today we have with me Juliet. If you are just joining for the first time, if you are just joining, if you are just watching, we have Juliet Ike here, and she has told us a story about how her parents, especially her father, was the cause of her low self-esteem due to the words um, the words that came out from her father, the abusive words like comparing her to other children. So she has told us about the story. So quickly, I just want her to tell us how she was, able to overcome this. There was this person, how she was able to overcome this low self-esteem, because the fact is, the real truth, we have a lot of people having this challenge. We have a lot of people having this low self-esteem right now. Yes, I used to do to the extent that if I cannot walk freely amidst boys, I cannot walk with freely because I have this mentality. I have this mentality that boys, I shouldn't move close to them. I grew up with my grandma, and okay, I lived with my grandma for about, is it 8 years of my life. So before I moved down to Lagos, and those 8 years, 10 years, I really can't say I was very small. I really can't say how many the years I used with her. But I knew when I came to Lagos, I was very, very small. So now, when I was with my grandma, she always told me that, boys are this and that. So I grew up with this mentality, with this low self-esteem that I just have to, when I'm walking, when I'm walking, my leg shakes. Like I can't walk properly because I felt someone is looking at me, and I felt my head is big. I felt, things are not really okay. And
You're
that is one of
scared.
the things,
Yeah.
yes. And that's one of the things low self-esteem does. It makes you feel
Yeah.
not good. It makes you feel irrelevant. It makes you
Yeah.
feel people are talking about me every time when you walk. Every time when people laugh, when people are just laughing on their own, but you think that people are laughing because you just passed, and people are laughing because of the way you dress, or the way you talk, or the way you look, or the way everything just is not okay. That's what low self-esteem does. It
Yeah.
makes you feel really bad. So this is really a big challenge to most of us. This is really a very big challenge to most of us. So I want you to tell us how you were able to, how you overcame this, because I posted your picture yesterday and someone called me and said, Funke, the person was like, Funke, how did you know this lady? I knew her so very well. I'm not even told you. I wanted to tell
Are
you
you
this morning, but
serious?
because yes,
We're
because
planning. Are you
because of the
serious?
planning, and yes, because of the planning, and she was like, I know this lady. Wow, what a small world. That you were so this timid person then. She was like, you don't talk, you're so quiet. That she was a friend to your aunt or so. That I was like, okay, yeah, I just know this lady, and this lady that I know is not timid, though. She's very outspoken. No? So please, let us know. A lot of people are going
Wow.
through this same challenge. A lot of people are going through this. Please let us know how you overcame it, and the steps that you can, tell people to, to take to overcome this low self-esteem. Which was your biggest challenge? Can I have it, please?
Okay, let me just go ahead because I know. Okay, your network is quite shaky. Okay, first off,
Oh,
I would
sorry.
say I don't want it to sound cliche. You know, sometimes when people say things, say, but see, listen up, listen to me. If you're here and you think that self-esteem, mine, I used to be very, it was very chronic, like very, very chronic. I remember there was a time in my church, so they asked me to do a presentation and I could not talk. I think I was already in secondary school then. So to tell you how bad it was. But if I was at home, I can actually talk amongst my, you know, people, like maybe people of my peers, but I couldn't face the crowd. It was so bad. I could not. So if you're here and you think that there's one magic one day, first off, I'll tell you it's not by your power, it's not by your might, but let me just tell you it is God's grace. And let me tell you, it is God's grace. Amazing things you're going to learn in getting over a particular challenge. If it's not backed up by God's grace, I don't think it's going to be ever going to be fruitful or anything. So first of all, I'll tell you it's God's grace. And also I was very determined to get out of that situation. You need to get angry with yourself. Get angry with yourself that what is this I'm doing? What is this I'm doing? Because I feel like I can't do it. Because I feel that I am trying to avoid what people are going to say about me. No, you need to be very deliberate. Be angry with your situation. Be angry about the level where you are. Be angry that you are timid. Be angry that you have low self-esteem. Be angry about it. Don't feel comfortable in it. Don't say I'm an introvert. Introvert does not help people. Being an introvert will not help you, especially if you know that your kind of calling that you have upon your life requires you to be meeting people or requires to be outspoken, requires you to be there. Do you understand? It's just like you have a calling to be a pastor and you're saying, how will I face crowd? That means you're not ready. So you need to be angry with yourself that this situation, I want to get out of it. First off, I said God's grace. Number two, be angry with yourself that you want to really get out of that situation. Then number three, I would say that I was intentional. Like I was so intentional. So when I was in school, I remember I was my 200 level. So there was this lady. Her name is Queen Vincent. So she happens to be my fellowship president. So I saw her. There was this club they normally have. It's called Press Club. It's more of an avenue where people come out to read news,
Yeah,
not like
I was.
you know Okay, so you just read news, read updates, and I saw like it was so beautiful to watch. And the people doing these things are people in my age. So I felt like, why am I here when I can actually do these things and I can even do better? Do you understand? So what I did was I walked up to her one day. I was so tired. So I had to walk up to her. I told her about it, and she asked me, she started guiding me. She asked me, she gave me task. She gave me like a list of things to do. Then she would tell me to submit to her. So I started committing to these things. I was very intentional. Like I wanted to get out of there. I just wanted to break out of whatever whatever phase or situation I found myself. So I had to like so she started helping me, giving me tasks to do, and from there I started speaking in the midst of groups of people. So there was also this guy. He used to be my drama drama coordinator or president, something like that. So I told him about it. So he was like, "You, how can you be shy?" Because they know that when I speak, I talk sense, kind of. So they felt like I was not supposed to, like I'm supposed to be leading a particular thing, not just to be there. So what he did was he asked me to join the drama unit. I told him I cannot act, which is a lie. Because I remember when I was still small in my church, I used to do a little playlets, but then I was still very small. But I don't even know how. I didn't start acting again because you know everything just happened. I don't know. Everything just happened. So I told him I cannot act. So he was like, don't worry, come for rehearsals. So sometimes when I go for rehearsals, they give me a role to play and he will tell me you must act this thing. So from there I started doing it. Though I was not too comfortable because I felt like people were watching and I was kind of shy, but it helped me, like really it helped me. So that was how it started. So before you knew it, also I started meeting people, like talking to them, attending very purposeful events that would benefit me, where I can still connect with people that would help me. Even though most times when I go for such events, I don't network. After the event, I just go home because but it took me a while. I'll not tell you that it's going to happen overnight. No, it will take you some time. Allow it. Even though it's going to take you a while, just allow it. But just ensure that you're putting in effort to what you're doing. So it doesn't look like you're leaving everything to chance and waiting for the special day when you now start doing it. No, you will now start doing it. As you begin to commit to it, as you begin to act upon those things that you've seen, you've known, it will begin to play out with time. So that was where I actually started. And um I won't really say the Queen Vincent, she mentored me or she taught me for a long period of time. No, she just, at that point, she even had to like travel. I think she was done with school, so she left, but I still had to pick up from there, and I just had to go after what I wanted because I really wanted to be there. I really wanted to get out of the shell where I was and break out to where I would be manifesting the things that I know that God has deposited in me. Okay, so if you're here and you feel like, oh, how do I go out of low self-esteem? You want to break out of being shy, you want to grow your confidence, your self-esteem. First, God's grace. You need to know that if God does not help you, you cannot help yourself. So you need God's grace to pull you through. Secondly, you need to be very deliberate. You need to be very deliberate about it. Be very intentional that this thing, I know that it is bad, it's choking me, but it is still you that will be angry about that situation and go after being building it. Be angry that you have low self-esteem. Be angry that you are shy. Be angry that things are not working out well. Be angry with yourself. So what do you do when you are angry? You begin to act upon those things. You begin to act upon those things. The third one I said, get someone who would teach you, someone you become accountable to, someone who might, you can take it, he or she, to be your role model. And be close to them. Get close to people that will help you. Get close to people that would pull you up. Get close to people that will build your self-confidence. Another one is word of affirmations. Every day, affirm things that you want to see manifest in your life. When you keep telling yourself, I'll be great, I'll do what I'm supposed to do to be great, I'll do this and this, begin to say positive affirmations to yourself. Before you know it, it begins to manifest in your life. Okay, so you need to keep affirming those things you want to see, affirm those things that you want to be, affirm those things that you desire. That you would see manifest in your life. Okay. Another thing is books. You need to read books that will help you. Books on personal development, books on confidence, books on building your self-esteem. There are a lot of books you can read. And also you can get a coach. I already mentioned that you need to get to someone, maybe a role model. You can also get a coach, someone who that they've been through this kind of
been through
things
this kind of
before, and they
things
can
before, and
guide
they
you
can guide
into
you
how
into
to
how
overcome
to overcome
all of those things.
all of those
Okay,
things.
so with
Okay,
all of
so
these
with
things
all of these
and
things
God's grace,
and God's grace,
very
you're
sure
very
we
sure
can win.
Thank you so much,
Welcome
Juliet.
back.
Welcome back. I really appreciate you for pouring out yourself. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank
Thank
you,
you for
thank you.
having me.
Thank you for having me. Okay, from what you said on those steps, one of the steps is that God's grace, you said it was God's grace that helps you, then be intentional. Uh, there is one thing I want every one of us to know is that God created you. If you are listening to me, He created you. It is true you might be facing some challenges. It is true you might feel like, um, why will I be here? Why would I be in this family? Why is this
Hmm.
going wrong? Why is this happening? Why is there not enough money? Why is this and that and that? It's very, very normal. Every one of us, we have one challenges that we go through and we feel like it's God still there. But I want you to know today that God is there. And sometimes it's hard, but still, even in hard times, God is God and is there. So for the fact that you are
Yeah.
alive today, the fact that you are alive is because God loves you so much. And there is one thing He said, you are beautiful, you are gorgeous. He has a reason for creating you. So allow those words to sink into you first. People must have said a lot of things about how you look, how big your hair is, or how small it is. Do you know one of the things I realize is nothing is perfect when it comes to human. In human sight, nothing is perfect. I tell people that I have people that tell me, Funke, your eye is too small. Funke, your mouth is small. I have people that tell me that. And if it's big, people will say it's big. Nothing is perfect when it comes to human. Nothing is perfect. So if people have said a lot of bad things about you, it's normal for them to see it that way. But God is saying to you that you are beautiful, you are great, and there is a future for you, and it's a very great future. So if only you can, keep believing in Him, keep hoping, you don't allow your hope to die, because once hope die, everything dies, everything is gone. So you don't allow that hope to die. And if there's one thing that has brought me this far, here it's the hope that I have that I'm going to be somebody great in life. Is the hope that I have in myself. Is the hope that I have in God that He has a plan for me and is taking me somewhere bigger. So it is that kind of hope that nothing shakes. The hope that not even hunger, not even money, not anything can shake it. The hope that not even what people say about you can shake it. So people might say you are born rejected, abandoned, nobody cares for you, nobody do this for you. You are just there, you are just that. God says to you that you are a chosen person, you are a great person, and there is an hope for you, there is a future for you, if only you can keep hoping and keep trusting Him for that future. So the next thing is be intentional. You have this kind of low esteem, you have to, try to be intentional in the sense that you have to walk up to people who have really, developed themselves, walk up to them and let them know what you are facing and tell them. It could be even Juliet, and let her know, or anyone know that this is what you are facing. And part of being intentional is trying to join groups, trying to join like that press club. I was in press club when I was in
Wow.
school. It builds the way, it builds your boldness. You can be in your room. It's just being intentional. You can be in
Yeah.
your room and just be, reading poems, just be, there was this one of this big motivational speaker. I can't remember one of them right now. And it's saying that, I mean, he said that the way he started was that he will gather everything in his room, and he will imagine that
You
they are
imagine as
imagine that
his
they are
audience.
human beings. Yes, they are the audience. So, and he will keep talking, and that's one of the ways to build yourself, to be intentional. You want to reduce low self-esteem, just talk to them boldly. It's you and your chairs and things in your room. Talk to them
Yeah.
the way you just say things like sit down there, just command, self-esteem, walk boldly, walk with pride, talk with pride. You are you, nothing can change it. You have a purpose here on earth and nothing can change that. You are unique, nothing can change that. But you need to yourself, you need to realize, you need to discover that what you are really is, you need to discover it. So that is why it's so important. But low self-esteem will not, help you to discover those things. And affirmation, yes, words of affirmation, you tell yourself those things, that you are beautiful, you say it loudly. Sometimes when I look at the mirror, I'll say, God, Michelle, like God, yeah, you tried, bro. Even though you tell me
God
I'm
they
not,
create.
yes, even though you tell me I'm not beautiful, as long as I'm consigned, I am very, very pretty. As
Yeah.
long as as long as I'm consigned, um, I know who I am. So even if you say it, it's none of my business. So when I look at
Yeah.
the mirror, I'll be like, God, thank you. Look at this girl now. Look at this pretty girl now. So, and I will tell myself again, wow, Funke, you are going places. Do you know where you are going? And I will say, and we talk to ourselves.
Yeah.
You can talk to yourself with your mind, and that mind will say, where are you going? I'll be asking and giving my answers, and I'll say, where are you going? I'll say, do you know people like big people? Do you know those where they sit? That's where I'm going. Do you know? And that's where my seat is. Or they will like, and that will say, yes, I know. Good. Keep walking, and, and I'll be like, yes, let's clap for ourselves. And sometimes another thing, I'll just be like, okay, let me just go to a restaurant, let me just eat on myself and just pay. I don't need a guy to take me out and say and start asking me out for anything. I'll just okay. Those things just build, the self-esteem. It builds you, it develops you. Thank you so much, Juliet, for coming to this
Thank
up
you. Thank
series,
you
for
for having
coming to
me.
share your experience, how your dad, makes you feel worthless, and how you've been able to, how you were able to overcome this challenge. Thank you so much. And if you are just watching, this is Up Series with Olufunke. Julius, please, can you give your Instagram handle so that I can have my audience to follow you? They can check you up on Instagram. Can you give your name on Instagram, please?
Okay. Unusual
Okay,
Juliet Ike.
unusual Juliet Ike. Unusual Juliet
Juliet Ike.
Juliet
Ike.
Ike. So, okay, so you can follow her on Instagram. You can follow her you're on Facebook, right?
Yes. Facebook
Yes.
is
Is it
Juliet Ike.
Juliet Ike? Okay, Juliet Ike. So you can check her up. She's doing so well right now. She has, with all her low self-esteem she had, then she's been able, she thank God she overcame. When I saw her profile, I said, God, see this girl, see this amazing lady. Like she has featured on like maybe 6 magazines. I was like, how how is this guy doing it? Like, please, come and lift me up, or cut soap. What do they say now? Is it cut soap they say now?
Abi cut soap for me.
Okay. Please, come and cut soap and lift me up. Okay, what I'm trying
Abi.
to, what I'm trying to say is that you can overcome. If she overcame hers, you can also overcome yours. That's the bottom line of this show. If she did it, you can do it. She's doing well. I told you, someone called me and said Juliet on this show, and I was like, yes, so it's Juliet. Those people that really know.
It was
It was
I know of this
I know of
woman,
this
Mrs.
woman, Mrs.
Bolanle
Bolanle
Longe.
Longe. Yes, she was the one who called.
Okay, I know
Okay,
her.
she was. I know
We
her.
stayed
We
around
stayed
the same
around
estate
the
when I
same
was in Port
estate when
Harcourt.
I was in Port Harcourt. Yeah, she told me. She told me. She was the one who called in the evening yesterday, and she was like, "Juliet, coming on this show." I was like, "Yes." So she said, "You were very timid." She was like, thank God, because she got on with the show." And I was like, "Have you?" So please, if you are watching, she's a very good example of someone who had a low self-esteem but overcame it. You can overcome it. Just believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. It doesn't really matter what people say. Believe in yourself. Thank you so much, Juliet. Can we let you go now?
Okay,
Okay.
no problem.
I don't know if there is. I don't know if there is any question. If there
Okay,
is any
okay.
question,
I
yes.
don't know.
Okay, maybe you can. Okay, okay, okay. If there's any question, please let's have you. There's any question you want to ask her, because I believe that's the reason why most of us ask for this session. If there's any question you want to ask, please quickly in 2 minutes, please let's have you. But what I want to say, okay, did I say anything? Okay. So what the bottom line of this show for today is that number one is that please parents, you have to be careful of what you tell your children. You have to be careful of what, this kind of mentality they grow up with. They can either grow up with mentality they can do it, they can do it mentality, or I
Mm.
can never do it mentality. The mentality of no, I cannot be this, I cannot be this, I cannot be that. So please, parents, I am begging you, please and please, let's I know you love us, I know you care for us so much, but sometimes those words they hurt so much. So please, try to tell us beautiful things. And sometimes when we do it right, let us know we do it right. Sometimes parents they do it.
Yeah.
You will know we are doing it right, but you will not tell us. Those when we
Yes,
hear
because you feel that we
because you
will
feel
be
that
very
oh
proud or
my
something.
like ori ema wu. Yes, like
Yeah,
Ori ema wu. So like should be he or she will be proud. Like if you let her know, he or she knows. So please, if a child is doing well, let the person know. It's not good for the person to not hear outside and feel like, wow, so I'm this
ah.
good. So please, and we have some parents. We have some parents. Julius, let me be sincere with you. We have some parents that they they knew about these things, that home is very important, and they try to build it. They try to develop their children. In fact, they are the one that develop their children to be what they are today. They give them a lot of support and everything. We have parents like that also. Kudos to every parent out there. We love
Yeah,
you. Yeah.
we
And
love you.
please, if you are with your parents, tell your parents I love you. And I'm using this opportunity to tell Mrs. Feyikemi Adewumi
Some
that
of
I
them don't
love
like
you so
hearing it.
much. Okay. Okay, thank you so much. There is no question, Juliet. I think I will let you go right now. Thank you so
No
much.
problem.
I love you.
They can
Thank you
reach
for
me
coming.
on my Instagram.
Yes,
Instagram,
yes,
if you still have.
yes, and yes, they can. That's
Thank you so much.
unusual Juliet.
It's
Unusual
EK.
Juliet.
EK.
Yes. Thank you so much for
All
coming. I
right.
really
Thank you.
appreciate it. Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay, to my wonderful audience, I just want to say thank you for watching this far. And if you're watching for the first time, this is Up Series with Olufunke Folorin Show. And I am the speaker, I am the anchor of this show. This show is Up Series with Olufunke, and this is a platform to motivate you, to encourage you that you can be whatever you want to be. A platform where you get encouragement and hope, for the future. A platform where you get encouraged. So please, if you are just watching, go to YouTube, type Up Series with Olufunke and follow my YouTube channel. And you can also join the Facebook group. You can search for it, Up Series with Olufunke. You can join it's a private group, and this is where this is being heard live. So you can also join. Thank you so much, and please do not forget what we learned today. Parents, please let's be watchful. Let's be careful of what we tell our children, because it has a way of forming what we actually become. And to everyone, you can be whatever you want to be. You are good. You're beautiful. If you're having a low self-esteem right now, tell yourself, walk into the room, look at the mirror, and tell yourself you're beautiful, you're great, and there is nobody like you. You don't have somebody that is like you. You don't. Even if you are a twin, you don't have somebody exactly like you. You are unique, and there is something unique about you. There is something precious about you that the world wants to listen to. There is something precious about you that the world wants to hear. So please do not give up on your dream. I tell people that suicide is never an option. Suicide is never an option. Please, if you are going through challenges, if you are going through any difficulties right now, always remember that suicide is never an option. Do not give up. Do not give up. Do not allow your hope to die. Do not keep hoping. Keep believing. The future will definitely be great. And one day, I would love to invite you to tell your story. I would love to invite you. On this platform, I invite people. I invite different personalities to come to share their stories, real life experience that can actually motivate, that can encourage you, not to give up on your dream. So one day I want to invite you on this platform. So please do not give up. I love you. And I sincerely do. Do not give up. And God loves you so much. Do not give up on your dreams. Thank you so much for watching. And please